Hey everybody, Kenny here. So since the last session, I've posted a grinding session where I went and just collected enough glimpses to finish off the Harrow shell. And once I do that, then we're just going to do a... Well, I'm gonna do a bunch of the lore stuff, so, you know, just use up as many of the items as I can to get as much of the lore as I can. And then after that, we'll go... Well, you know, and then after that, we're going to go and finally finish off the remaining chests and go and check out all of the burrows that are, you know, the little like cave things everywhere. Since I'm pretty sure there's a bunch that I just forgot to check out the last time I thought I did all of them. Yeah, so that is the plan. Mentions, first thing, we're gonna go and finish off Harrows. Only has 2 skills left. Yep, Harrows.
Yes, slowly now.
I watched as something swam beneath her belly. Her flesh sloughed from the bone and poured forth like mud, drowning the worshippers in a slurry of blood and earth. Birth and death were indistinguishable. I should leave, find safety. But I dragged myself closer as the prayers of the devout filled my ears. I couldn't lift my sword. I couldn't kill mother and child. When the orders came, I felt pride swell in my chest. Despite my longings, I knew we were superior to these wretched creatures. These swine rotted within cramped, filthy temples. None were more misguided than these madmen, decorated with bones and mud.
Alright, we have finished Harrows. No achievement for doing that.
Perhaps it's time to make some new memories?
This is what the shades are. Oh, she didn't say anything after that.
Perhaps it's time to make some new memories?
Oh, okay. So she becomes a merchant once you finished off all of the memories with them. You can buy mortal tokens, spectral tokens. We still haven't used these to see what they do. Ornate tokens. There go the Absin. So hers, you actually have to trade glimpses in order to buy the stuff. Buy extracted tar. Glimpses of affection. Ornate mask. Okay. But now that we finally have that skill, we can finally see what happens when we do the dive bomb thing. It's that one. Hey, why didn't that work?
Perhaps it's time to...
Or can you not use her to reset once you've finished all of those? Let's see. Okay, they're still there. I don't know if they reset or if something else. Drop off and harden. Okay, that's how you're supposed to do it. So you can't dodge while falling into the hardening attack. And the range on it is unfortunately small. So
Perhaps it's time to make some new...
one last time. Oh, damn it. I pressed the wrong button.
Perhaps it's time to make some new mem...
Can't hit it.
Perhaps it's time to make some new memories?
And let's see. Solomon here. How much does Solomon need for... the one that gives him glimpses for lore? Okay, so he's 8. 8 glimpses. That's a lot. I've been wondering about something. Do I have any for Solomon? Okay, there it is. Yeah, so I have 4 of those for Solomon. Let me try something. I'm gonna kill all of these guys using Harrows. Not a single glimpse. Bad luck. Very bad luck. I want to get one of these guys to drop a glimpse so I can go and switch to Solomon using an effigy and see if he can pick them up. Not a single glimpse. There we go. Alright, so there's two things I need to test here. Okay. Still there after around 10 seconds, so I'm gonna run up there to try to kill these guys and see if it's still there when I get back. Alright, so there's a glimpse here. This glimpse still here, or just a rat now? This glimpse is still here. I can't get it to prompt up, but you know, let's try doing the thing. I mean, obviously this is a waste of a thing regardless, but gotta know. Switch over. Okay. So you can do that. It is an option. I remember what I'm for. I'm gonna buy that final loot. Alright. We're not gonna use it just yet, though. I'm gonna wait till we have enough glimpses for Solomon to potentially gain glimpses from all of that stuff. So, I start checking the crawl holes now. Okay, so this is that one. Next one that I was curious about is the one down here, I think. Okay, so this is just the cave that has the... Were these enemies a one-time thing? That's weird. Yes, that's over here by the graveyard. That is bullshit. They drop so many glimpses too.
I've kept your flesh safe, foundling.
I could have gotten Solomon to at least 7. One away. I don't want to repeat a repeat of what happened last time. They knocked out of my shell and losing all my shit. Only 2 so far. Definitely a much worse haul than last time. If there aren't at least 5, then it's not worth it to do. It's still there. They stay instance for seemingly the entire time. Okay, no glimpses from here. Okay, so I think that's 5. Need one more. One more and we can use the thing. Now you can use the frogs in your favor. Alright. Here we go. We just need to follow the path back. I don't think I got any to drop over there. I don't remember any dropping here. Yeah, nothing here. So just under the tree and in the graveyard. Here we go. Now we can go and back that way. Now we can go and get him the lore thing and read all the lore. Okay, there's too much of a waste to do all the lore stuff, you know, without using his thing.
Yes, taste the truth.
How could this be a story of a man with my name? He bears the same scars, shares in the same desires, even finds the same tablet. Can it be called history if it's written by a being that sees the future as readily as the past?
Okay. Go and do some lore. Oh, nice. So his thing is retroactive, I think. I mean, that would suggest that we've only... Yeah, that would suggest that we've only done the lore on 4 items. I don't think it's fully retroactive. That doesn't count. Yeah, so maxing it out isn't what does it either. Because we definitely had already experienced this one, Toombles. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. This one, this one, this one, this one. Yeah, there's definitely more than 4, so... Not sure why he only had, he only got 4 glimpses. Which ones haven't we never used before? Never touched this one. You didn't get one for that, though. Did I misread the... Or is it like a chance to... There's a chance to do it. Autumn becomes familiar with items more quickly and gains a glimpse on reading lore for the first time. So is it not counting the items, it's counting like the actual lore things? You know, like the tablets in the big dungeon, like the inscription things in the fire dungeon. I don't remember what the lore was on in the ice dungeon. Does it only count those things? But I still, if it's being retroactive on that, there would still be more than 4. We've definitely interacted with more than 4. Let's see. Talk to that one there. That doesn't count. Oh. Is what it counts as lore like the actual... Like the reason that he got that is that like it's counting... Only counting the like when we go to talk to what's her name?
Sip this and you'll see.
Like, are these the lore? Is that what they're saying? Let's go and let's grab this one.
Though you hide behind that mask, I know you far better than I ever knew him. You've shown me a second path. Do you hear that? Hope is a funny thing you've kindled in me. A little yarn we spin, but perhaps it may yet come true.
No. No new glimpses for that. What is it counting as lore? Because it's not counting the stuff we read. It's not counting the... You know, the personalized glimpse memory things. Like, what do we have 4 of? Lore. He's saying that this is lore. Inscriptions are lore. So why... Oh, I missed one of those? I missed one. Don't know what this virtuous cycle thing is. We've only found one of the etchings. For some reason, only 4 of these count. Or this counted. And since there's 3 dungeons, the first one that we read in each of those dungeons counted. Maybe. I don't understand. Or your ability to reclaim your shell upon death. Percent bonus to tar found for 6 minutes. Makes parry lights enemies on fire. Grants a large amount of resolve. I've only ever found the one baguette. That makes me sad. Water poisons? That's weird. If this one's anything like that one, then it will cost us our glimpses to use. We want to switch to a different shell just to try that one. I'm wasting these because I know I'm not going to use them. This one just makes your next attack after a parry deal bonus damage. Lame. Golden Bell increases resolve gain. Restores health at the cost of all of your resolve. Wow. See what the Tainted Nectar does. Oh wow. Actually right out of your body. Alright. Now let's go read up all that lore that we have now. Mortal Token. A token which begets a connection to the mortal realm. When held, the bearer feels tethered to flesh and blood, stone and river. Thresholds lie open if one only knew where to look. Pretty sure I already had this one. Frog, I don't recall. Yeah, I definitely read that one before. Ornate Token. Hitting struck while hardened will grant a buff which reduces the next damage taken. When familiar, the buff negates the damage completely. An ornate token from an opulent land. When held, one feels aided by forces paid for dearly. Surely no cost is too high for triumph. Scripture of Defiance. Next parry refunds resolve on success. More resolve is granted to those familiar with the verse. A tattered remnant of a sermon. With the certainty of stone, we shall persevere. Each crack, each mark is not a blemish, but a testament. A history of defiance writ upon our flesh. I read the extra thing. More health granted to those familiar with the token's intricacies. Scripture of Euphoria. Next parry grants health on success. More health is granted to those familiar with the verse. A hastily scribbled hymn full of zeal. It is only a rapturous frenzy that the spirit exhibits grace. At this moment, we are freed from doubt, acting only in accordance with the divine, immaculate will. Superior Moonshine. Grants those who drink it a very large amount of resolve. Those familiar gain more resolve. Only the eldest brigands know the secret to distilling a libation so pure. The devout have no need of drink, but vagabonds and Fulgrim always thirst for more. One who consumes superior moonshine feels they can take on the world and is filled with resolve. Scripture of Repent. Next parry lights enemies on fire on success. Familiarity with the verse increases duration and damage of the burn. A prayer of contrition. It is not enough to ask for absolution. Penitence must be forced upon the impure. Some sins can only be forgiven with consecrated flame. Bronze Bell. Gain a 10% bonus to tar found for 6 minutes. Grant a 10% bonus chance for enemies to drop additional glimpse for 6 minutes. Used in Vesper hymns and rituals. Brings a pitiful face to mind when peered at too long. Tarnished but in good shape. If held to the ear, whispers from the old prisoner can be heard. Ethereal Diapson. Restores your ability to reclaim your shell upon death. Grants resolve to those familiar with the attenuation. Swelling harmony bursts forth when this object is struck. Used in rare rituals where attuning bells is of utmost importance. Spectral Token. Getting struck while hardened will boost the damage of your next attack. Those familiar gain even more damage. A token which begets a connection to the spirit realm. When held, one can hear a whisper of the dead begging for retribution. Is it not unjust to answer their call? Scripture of Despair. After a successful parry, your next attack deals bonus damage. Familiarity with the verse boosts damage further. This scripture is crumpled, as if once discarded. Embrace despair, brothers and sisters. Hope is a poison that drains reason. Doubt is the antidote, revealing falsehoods and stripping us of our comforting delusions. Golden Bell. Ringing the bell grants increased resolve for 3 minutes. Those familiar with the bell's ring are able to resonate with the connection longer. Rang once a year to celebrate the revered. It is believed to contain a fraction of their power. Only one knew of its secret, and the sacrifice made to form the connection. Scripture of Ardor. Next parry poisons enemy on success. Familiarity with the verse strengthens the effect of the poison. A barely legible prayer, dotted with stains. May vengeance steady your hand with righteous anger. In this den of thieves, murderers, and monsters, there is but one answer, one God, and her name is written in blood. Rotten Gourd. Taste foul and restore some health at the cost of all of your resolve. Still tastes revolting, but restores more health for those familiar. Tiny flies swim around this moldy gourd, attracted by the bittersweet fragrance. Even after chowing down on a few of these stinking messes, they still taste terrible. They might be fit for an indiscriminating animal. Tainted Nectar. This foul slurry will rend you from your shell. Those familiar with the foul nectar are able to extract a single drop of tar. Tainted Nectar, unfit for consumption. This unpurified nectar was left to rot, turning rancid and unfit for sacred rites. Remnant of tar. Grants a minuscule amount of tar when... Sorry. Alarm went off. Remnant of tar. Grants a minuscule amount of tar when consumed. Those familiar extract more tar. Little more than a remnant of nectar. Nectar is the gift of the revered, a fraction of their transcendent nature made manifest. This remnant has been ground into dust. Congealed tar. Grants a tiny amount of tar when consumed. Those familiar extract more tar. Old nectar, oily and congealed. When nectar is improperly purified, a thick tar is produced. This viscous trek is useless for rites and rituals, though the desperate will consume anything that resembles salvation. Nascent tar. Grants innumerable tar when consumed. Those familiar extract more tar. Nascent tar separated from pure nectar. This tar is still warm, as if just extracted. The dark splotchy color shimmers with a liminal essence. Such a rare gift is almost as potent as pure nectar, though it contains all of the venom found in the sacred gland it was excised from. Unguent tar. Grants an abundance of tar when consumed. Those familiar extract more tar. The semi-liquid and greasy runoff of nectar. When nectar is purified, the remains are sold off to the lesser devout. This unguent is often rubbed into an ailing joint and wounds. Thought I think that's a typo. I think it's though it relieves maladies, not thought it relieves maladies. But though it relieves maladies, it also causes new afflictions. Extracted tar. Grants Bonteous tar when consumed. Those familiar extract more tar. Tar extracted with some skill from old nectar. Even decaying nectar can still hold a fraction of the revered blessing. Highly sought, such tar remains useful, though it tends to react dangerously. Bag of tar. Grants tar when consumed. Those familiar extract more tar. Nectar bound in a sackcloth and string. Keeping nectar in a sackcloth spoils it, mixing its pure essence with dirt, human oils, and worse. In time, the tar often adheres to the cloth, forcing the desperate to cut the bag apart and devour the tar in oily strips. Slurry of tar. Grants copious tar when consumed. Those familiar extract more tar. A gritty slurry of nectar. Drinking purified nectar brings a harmonious transformation. Each sip brings the devout into a more amicable union with the revered. But this slurry is far from pure, contaminated by dirt and filth. These are all one time, so I'll do those. Glimpse of futility. Glimpse into your shell when consumed. Those familiar gain more glimpse. This glimpse of futility is nearly opaque. In the dense fog, there's little visible. But if the bearer stares long enough, they'd find vague impressions of a beggar, his hands out in supplication. The vision leaves one with a profound sense of emptiness, but such feelings are not always unwanted. Glimpse of wisdom. Glimpse into your shell when consumed. Those familiar can glimpse more. This glimpse of wisdom curiously curls inward. The silhouette of a tree briefly coalesces. Branches blossom, bear fruit, and eventually grow bare. The momentary vision stirs the bearer's memories and restores lost insights. Glimpse of affection. Glimpse into your shell when consumed. Those familiar can glimpse more. This glimpse of affection pulses with desire. The forms of two lovers take shape and embrace. The visions fill the bearer with the warmth of remembered passion. Such fleeting reveries are easy to get lost in. Oh. So the one-time ones you just automatically have full familiarity with. So you don't have to use up the Thestis Glimpse to get the door off for it. Thestis Glimpse of Tenacity. Used to gain glimpses. This glimpse gleams with resolve. Determination enveloped the bearer of this glimpse. By some unseen force, it feels as if one's own 2 feet are anchored more surely to the earth. Glimpse of hope. Glimpse into your shell when consumed. Those familiar can glimpse more. This glimpse of hope almost twinkles. The image of a midwife comes to mind. In her arms, a newborn reaches towards her shrouded face. The sight reminds the bearer of the strangers who've aided and guided them. Glimpse of annihilation. Used to gain glimpses. Smoke billows forth from seething glimpses. Anguished screams emanate from within the glimpse's burning core. Face of the dead form. In the haze of smoke and ash that pours forth. In time, their faces look more and more like that of a beholder. Glimpse of truth. Glimpse into your shell when consumed. Those familiar can glimpse more. This glimpse of truth glows bright. Grasp within the glimpse. There are multitudes. Their bodies thread together, forming a single indivisible being without a name. This nameless, formless creature speaks in all tongues. It speaks the bearer's name. It is burgeoning and unraveling all at once. The vision grants more questions than answers. Okay, so this, I guess we can find more of this one, since it's not already full familiarity. So we'll consume it. Well, maybe not yet. Glimpse of Oblivion. Used to gain glimpses. A dim, perplexing glimpse of oblivion. This glimpse breaks apart as easily as it reforms. The bearer is filled with a sense of emptiness. Their surroundings transfigured into a muted, joyless place. The mind slows, limbs grow heavy, and stillness seeps into every tissue. Glimpse of insignificance. Used to gain glimpses. A fractured vestige of a glimpse. This brittle glimpse forms anew cracks in the slightest touch. Its surface glints and glimmers like a mirror. Yet no matter how one searches, they will never find their reflection on its surface. Glimpse of courage also. Alright. Did I read this one last time? I don't remember. Axatana. A pair of twin blades, crafted to transform into an axe. An exquisite invention of unknown origin. The twin blades are noble in their own right, but the mechanism by which they combine offers up near infinite possibilities in battle. Ballistazuka. An unwieldy projectile weapon dubbed Ballistazuka by brigands. The Neoterics of Mirandon invented this arqueballiste for disputed trials. Those who plead innocent in the Arch-Engineer, those who plead innocent to the Arch-Engineer would stand before its narrow sights, praying for the bolt to veer away in an act of divine justice. Large bolt. This oversized bolt weighs heavily in one's palm. It appears as if the bolt is unused, discarded like rubbish. Such a cumbersome missile must have been forged in Muritan. The Neo-Retics had little desire for convenience, preferring to invent that which would challenge its wielder. Petrified Winterglass. This shard of winterglass fits inside the martyr's blade. Though long petrified, this winterglass twinkles with a faint resonance. These gems are prized by the martyrs for preserving the dead and the dying. Their frozen bodies become relics, broken apart and shared within the most pious of their order. Solemn Offering. An offering used to unlock the mysteries of the tarnished seal. The seal awakens when blood fills the sigils etched into its surface. Solemn Offering was originally meant to hasten the rite of rebirth. Drained of blood, the chosen could slip more easily from their ephemeral form. Quenching Acid. Rare acid used to enhance weapons. Fulgrim is a crumbling remnant of a fledgling kingdom. Amongst the ruins, few weapons remain that are chipped and rusted. Yet by some miracle, this quenching acid restores them. Tarnished Seal. Both symbol and weapon, the seal was rusty and filthy, a symbol of infinity. This seal is a faint shadow of its former self, but the etchings pulse when blood slicks its face. We've definitely read the simple loot, definitely read all the vestments. I'm pretty sure we've read the Tarnished Seal. Definitely read the Impervious Loot. Did I? May have forgotten to do that. Impervious Loot. Loot is life. It must have taken a while to have gotten this good. An unbreakable loot. The Arch-Engineer had this instrument commissioned because he kept breaking his strings. Unbeknownst to him, the entire instrument was crafted from obsidianite, and is completely unbreakable. Pretty sure I read this. Yeah, I've definitely read that one. I think I read that one. This one we got to put up here so we can try it out. Nice. Loot Hero. Max familiarity with all of the game's loots. Okay. Clockwork loot. Loot is love. An intricate loot with a strange mechanism. The whirring pieces of this loot echo with surprising warmth, but it should be noted that no amount of automation can improve a rotten performance. This is true. Alright, so in the compendium, still missing 2 consumables. All the weapons. Mechanical spike. A spike that can be embedded within the hallowed sword. A slender, needle-like spike that connects to an advanced mechanism. With the press of a hidden button, the spike springs forth with vicious force. Inflamed gland. An engorged muscular lump, radiating heat. This lump of flesh pulses with warm, wet heat, like an exhaled breath. The gland's presence consumes the senses. One's head begins to ache with a feverish intensity the longer it is held. Knotted gland. A cancerous mass of gnarled tissue. This gland thumps with irregular cadence, as if 2 hearts are intertwined in this tangled clump. The longer it's held, the more clear it becomes that a multitude is contained within its own flesh. Crystalline gland. Hard as stone, this gland thaws slowly. A crystallized gland, nearly translucent, reveals a void filled with nothing but bright, cold light. The glowing core holds a strange lure, turning the mind towards rapturous reminiscence. Foundry stone. This foundry stone was once meant to align a smoldering mace. Before it was repurposed, the Shrine of Ash served as a foundry where great weapons were forged by the metallurgists. They sought rare ores and precious gems, attuning them with the essence of fire. Awakened stone. Given the line work, this stone would surely fit the smoldering mace. The metallurgist's ambition could not be sated by forging mundane wonders. They sought to imprison the gods within their weapons. They crafted divine coals from the unfortunate souls who dared to claim they were immortal. Never found this one. Perfume censer. An incense holder that connects the hammer and chisel. The sweet smell wafting from the censer hides the poisonous reaction from within. The brothers used this burnt offering to confuse and confound their senses. In a state of rapturous delirium, they behold obscene truths and righteous falsehoods. Foul censer. This foul censer may be hung from the hammer and chisel. A vesper hymn is not complete without the ringing of bells and burning of incense. It is more than a ceremony. The miasma loosens the bonds of the spirit and flesh, unraveling their connection. Yes, I'm still missing whatever this is. Still missing whatever that is. Still missing these. Whatever those are. More stuff. Yeah, still missing all of that stuff. We found all the currency, all the... oh no. Still missing 2 experience items. And for the unlimited use stuff, there's another mask, and then we have everything else. Alright, let's go and spend these glimpses on Solomon.
Yes, slowly now.
Accretion of inheritance. Solomon gains a small amount of resolve when being struck while hardened.
It's gibberish. Familiar signs and symbols etched by a human hand in my own tongue. Yet they're arranged without any discernible logic. The letters spiral in concentric circles, interspersed with figures that resemble mathematical formulae. It means nothing, I'm certain. But I can't look away.
Accretion of dominance. The duration of time enemies remain hardened when you are separated from Solomon is increased.
Fate is not ours to defy, only to fulfill. You're chosen, as am I, brother. As is the unborn, ordained by the infinite. Perhaps you'll understand one day. In death, I shall find a new purpose. And your purpose, twisted and malevolent as you are, will light the way.
Recollection of strength. Your enemy's off balance with a powerful kick.
Vision is a burden, my dear brother. I do not blame you for leaving this empire of sycophants and charlatans behind. I fear our knowledge is only a privilege afforded by our silence. Each discovery only provides our masters with more chains.
Accretion of resolve. When holding a sacred gland, Solomon gains 25 maximum health. When not holding a gland, Solomon gains 1 maximum resolve segment.
I stood before you, dear brother, watching in horror as your lips parted for that poisoned chalice. I followed a path once trod by those who would become sisters and brothers, watching the past and present converge. You did not know I was there. I looked on from another place, waiting to be born.
Glimpse of disdain. Oh, it stays there. So read it. Cool. Glimpse of courage. Glimpse of disdain. Glimpse into your shell when consumed. Those familiar can glimpse more. This glimpse of disdain throbs with contempt. The vision of a tyrant takes floods in the... The visions of a tyrant take... The vision of a tyrant takes floods the mind. Vision of a tyrant takes floods the mind. I don't understand. Like if it said the vision of a tyrant floods the mind, I'd understand that. What does the takes? How does that modify that sentence? The tyrant descends from a throne and brings the sword down upon the neck of a prostrated prisoner. The momentary image summons forth all manner of doubts and feelings of unworthiness. Glimpse of courage. Glimpse into your shell when consumed. Those familiar can glimpse more. This glimpse of courage swirls with vague promise. An image of an innocent child comes to mind. Child charges unafraid into the dark. The vision granted by this essence reminds the holder of their bravery. Okay, that's all of the lore I can do right now. Well, I mean, there's another thing I'm going to do. Yet.
Don't overindulge.
Accretion of Ascent. Killing an enemy with an empowered riposte has a chance to restore all resolve.
The faces of infinity are etched in stone, stacked in endless columns. Careful now. The precarious weight of such knowledge could crush an unwise man if he were to pluck a tablet in haste.
Recollection of knowledge. Hardening the air to create a devastating area of impact upon landing. Solomon gained resolve when a foe is struck by the blast.
It would be laughable if it were not so lamentable. These so-called seers wield icons and contraptions they do not understand. They uphold laws they ignore as needed. And yet they unearthed a tablet like nothing I'd seen before. Is this what you found? The promise of the unknowable?
Can we get that final 16 with what we have left? We know we get to keep these... Oh. I mean, I don't want to spend them because I don't know for sure that there isn't a use for these. And we know there definitely aren't, like, boss weapons. I still need to give him enough tar to be able to buy it. 4,000, I believe.
Yes, taste the truth.
I know you are awaiting, my assailant. I have read how you will descend upon me. I will be too slow to stop you, though I will try. Just know that I do not blame you. I cannot hold on to this body when another will need it far more. We are a single existence, split only by the tides of time, joined together in death.
Interesting.
Perhaps it's time to make some new memories?
Alright, so now we will use the effigy. $1,200 for his. Just need one more. Alright. Eros is at 0. Would have been useful to know. Makes sense, though. Does make sense. What was the other thing that I hadn't done? Solomon, we still gotta maybe 2 more times. Get the baguette. Just the baguette. Switch to Solomon. Just to increase the likelihood that we'll get it. Reveal to me your secrets, baguette. Yes. Baguette mastery achieved. Not an achievement, just something I thought would be funny to say. Okay, so let's read the remainder of the door. Untarnished mask recalls you back to Sester Janessa. Those familiar with the mask gain some resolve on use. A sister's mask of seamless white stone. To be ordained, the sister must give up her name, even her face. Donning the mask. Donning the mask encourages a new... sort kinship? Hard to tell if that's a typo. I'll read it as is, just because I'm not sure. A sister's mask of seamless white stone. Be ordained, the sister must give up her name, even her face. Donning the mask encourages a news sort kinship, a connection to a greater spirit, and to all sisters. In unison, their voices emanate from within the mask, welcoming the wearer. Creepy. Baguette. Reminds one of better times, restoring some health. Those familiar gain more health when sinking their teeth into this wholesome treat. A baguette of mundane origin. A favorite of vagabond and hierophants alike. Though nectar may nourish the spirit, Red fortifies the body. Indeed. Deliverer's Effigy. Summons Hadern through astral conversion. The shell takes less harm if the user of the effigy is familiar. Masterful doll carved in the likeness of a wanderer. This likeness of Hadern has been carved into wood and bone for decades. It is said he appears to those lost, offering guidance. Such generosity often springs from guilt. Effigy of Solomon. Summons Solomon through astral conversion. Shell takes less harm if the user of the effigy is familiar. Figure of a scholar lost in study. The figure of this intellect glints with ambition. Once renowned for his scholarship, Solomon found his search yielded only more questions. Yet such obsession is not unlike purpose. Effigy of Teal. Summons Teal through astral conversion. The shell takes less harm if the user of the effigy is familiar. The likeness of an acolyte, bowed in prayer. This replica of Teal resonates with the desperate hope. The promise of his own demise offered a new sense of liberation. He found solace in the company of the destitute and the afflicted. Effigy of Erdrim. Summons Erdrim through astral conversion. Shell takes less harm if the user of the effigy is familiar. A doll in the likeness of a venerable soul. Solemn visage of Erdrim exudes regret. Beneath the gaze of frozen martyrs, he found nothing but silent judgment. Perhaps servitude is not unlike peace to some. Effigy of Haros. Summons Haros through astral conversion. The shell takes less harm if the user of the effigy is familiar. The vassal's figure appears noble in his pursuits. The likeness Haros embodies arrogance. Consumed by his purpose, he plunged headfirst into a squalid temple, but no titles or honors could serve as a substitute for conviction. Okay. We have read almost all of the lore in the game. Still missing a little, but we have almost all of it. Completed 2 of the shells. We're almost at 2 hours already. Yeah, since we haven't really made any progress in anything, and checking the things that we didn't really amount to much. Like, I'm thinking I'm just going to call this another grinding session. You know, lore grinding instead of regular grinding. Let me try to track down the hidey holes that I was trying to remember for this go around. Yeah, we need to get that one. know where this one goes. And this is one-way thing. That one leads to the cliff. Was there a hole over here? Yeah, we need to come back here for chest. There's no hole though. I think. Oh yeah, I remember where one of the holes was. Right here. Yeah. Actually, no, I think I remember this one. This is the hard mode statue. Yeah. Yeah, so we did check this one before. Nothing. Yeah, so no little holes over here either. Yeah, definitely nothing here. Alright, I'm satisfied. The only things we've missed are those 2 chests. So, in the next actual session, we'll go and grab those 2 remaining chests and then move the story forward. We got a lot of the lore out of the way, which I am glad we were able to do. Now, we still don't know what this is yet, but I want to hold off on that until... Well, so I'm assuming that this game has New Game Plus. If it doesn't have New Game Plus, then these guys don't know what they're doing. But hopefully there's New Game Plus. The New Game Plus will go and mess with that. Yep, but that's going to be it for this one. Sorry we didn't get anything done, but I really wanted to get through all of that lore. And I thought that... like I misunderstood what the passive for Solomon actually did. So that's my bad. Yeah, but here for this grinding session, this unintended grinding session. And next time we'll actually do some important things. Thanks anybody for stopping by and checking me out. If you're enjoying the playthrough, appreciate you on YouTube stuff. Like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, Ve Victus, Bye Numeris, and bye.